Seems like we've been in numbers a long time, right?
Yeah, we almost out of it.
Yeah.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hey, shalom. Yahweh Shemel Shabrak Thumb, all the brothers. Yahweh Shemal Thumba Shemel Shah, the sisters. This is Durham, North Carolina, Isupk Sabbath service. Preaching officer Mahaya holding it down with me. Also conducting is preaching officer Yanazar. Right? We're gonna get straight to it. So, you know what I'm saying? Amidium, which means to stand. So like brother, if you could, Baba Kashah, just blow the horn. Just to commence the Sabbath service to get started. Wapan Yahquadam, which means rise and face the east. Start with the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew.
Abanawa,
Shabbat
Shemayim,
Kodash,
Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathunlanawa, Lakam, Cow, Yawum, Wasalaknawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathanawa, Wala'ah, Tabiya'ayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahafraparit, Iwalumyum, Aman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
The prayer for the Hakak, the prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bashim Hawashah, Baba Kashah, Nathunlanawa, Hakak, La Para'ah, Kal Makala, Kal Madawa, Hakak, Latahar, Matazarium, Hakak, Lahaqwiyam, Hamathium, Hakak, Al-Rakawath, Hatama Allah, Lagarashan, Bashimi Hawashad, the Wada Aman.
In the English, Yahweh. In the name Yahweh, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name Yahweh, thank you. So be it.
The prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai. Why Mayaka Allah. Why Alahayim. Matazabaya. Alawap Yahana. Ha Alawapium. Ha Saranyum. Hakatazayanyum. Ha Koyayoyum. Wa Ha Akwatium. Yahweh. Bashim Yahweh Shai. Tawara Aman.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
The 121st Psalm in the Hebrew. Aisha,
Ayanya,
Al-Haharium,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yathun, Lamawat, Regolka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala'ah,
Yanawum,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yayashan,
Yayashun,
Shawamar,
Sharamar,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazolka,
Tazalka,
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad,
Yamyaka,
Yamyaka,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'a,
La'a,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Balayallah,
Balayallah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Lakal Rai,
Lakal Rai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Athnapashka,
Athnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Tazaatka,
Tazaaka,
Wabawaatka,
Wabawa'aka,
Mayatha,
Wayatha,
Wa'aid Iwalam.
Wa'aid Abalam. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From which cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord,
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade
The Lord is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forward
and even forevermore.
and forevermore. 83rd Psalm in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Al-Damayalaka,
Al Damayalaka,
Al-Thakarash,
Al Takarash,
Wa'al,
Wow,
Vashakwat,
Tashakwat,
Al,
Al
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awabiaka,
Awabiaka,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Imaka,
Al Imaka,
Ya'ira Yamwa,
Ya'ira Yamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayatha,
Wayatha,
Ya'itazawa,
Ya'ai Tazawa,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Al Tazapawanyaka,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakidam,
Wanakakidam,
Magolia,
Magolia,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yasakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa Tazawa,
Nawa'ai Tazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Alyaka,
Alyaka,
Barayath,
Barayath,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Aholia,
Aholia,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wayashamai,
Wayashamai,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba,
Wahagarium,
Wagorium,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'ima1,
Waimawan,
Wa'imalak,
Waimalak,
Palashath,
Palasha,
I'm Yashabya,
I am Yashabya,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gam Ashawar,
Gam Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Labanya Lawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Salah,
Shalah,
Aishalaham,
Aishalaham,
Kamadyan,
Kamadyan,
Kasaya, Kasaya,
Kaisaya,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabian,
Kayabyan,
Banakol,
Banakal,
Kwayashwan,
Kwayashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Da'ara,
Dara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama,
Adama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yabmawa,
Yabmawa,
Kayarab,
Karab,
Wakazaba,
Wakazaba,
Wakazabak,
Wakazabak,
Wakatazol,
Wakatazol,
Mana'ai,
Manai,
Kal Nasaya Kamwa,
Kalnasai Kamwa,
Ashar,
Ashor,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nayarasha,
Nayarisha,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ath, Na'awath,
Na'awat,
Alahayim,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shayathamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Kagogala,
Kagogala,
Kakwash,
Kikwash,
Lapanya Raraka,
Lapanyararaka,
Kaash,
Kaash,
Labaya Ira,
Taiba Yaira,
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 Wakalaba,
Wakalahaba,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Harayam,
Harayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Tharadapma,
Tharadapma,
Basairaka,
Basairaka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapathka,
Wapathka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah,
Panyahum,
Panyahum,
Kuala1,
Kuala1,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayabakwashwa,
Shimka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayabaholwa,
Wayabaholwa,
Aija Aid,
Aidiyai,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayakaparwa,
Waya Abadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Waya Dayawa,
Wayadayawa,
Kaya Atha,
Kayatha,
Shimka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Kal Ha'aratazar,
Al-Kaharatazar. In English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes, as Abba and as Almunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as a stumble before the wind, as a fire burneth a wood, and as a flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High of all the earth.
Shab needs to be seated.
All right, we're gonna pick it right back up where we left off at last week, right? Which was which was Salah, give me 1 second, right? It was at Numbers chapter 33 and verse 25, right? So if you would like to, read along, right, while the brother reads, you go to blueletterbible.org, right? Type in Numbers 33. You can scroll down to verse 25, and the brothers are going to pick up the first set of 7. Right.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 25 in the Hebrew. Wayasaya wa makaratha mosalakia makaratha waya kanwa bama kwahalath verse 26. Wayasaya wa mama kwahol Salakia, Mama Kaholath, Waya Kanwa, Bathakath. Verse 37, Waya Sayawa, Bathakath, Waya Kanwa, Batharath. Verse 28. Wayasaya wa Matharath Wayakana Kanwa Bama Kakwa. Verse 29. Wayasaya wa Mama Thakwa Waya Kanwa Bakash Mana, Bakash Shamana. Verse 30. Wayasaya wa Makash Mana Waya Kanwa. Bama Sarawath. Verse 31. Waya Saiwa. Mama Sariawath. Waya Kanwa. Babunya. Ya Aikwan. Okay. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 25 in the English. And they removed from Haradah and pitched in Machaloth. Verse 36. And they removed from Machaloth and encamped at Tahath. 37. 27, Salakia, sir. And they departed from Tahath and pitched at Terah. 28. And they removed from Terah and pitched in Mithkah. 29. And they went from Mithkah and pitched in Hashmonah. Verse 30. And they departed from Hashmonah and encamped at Masorath. Verse 31. And they departed from Masorath and pitched in Bene Jaakan. And that's it on.
Salakia. We're still going, as we've escaped from Egypt, we're still being placed from place to place and being removed. We're still bouncing around, basically. All right, Khan.
Right, yeah, we just picking up where we left off. We still, like you said, bouncing around, still moving, still conquering, right? Which we're gonna get a little bit more into. We still taking over land. The Lord is right. You understand? The Lord is still deciding. You know what I'm saying? Who this who gonna possess this land? This is who gonna possess that land. But of course, you know, the Lord is a man of war. So it's people in these lands that we're gonna take. I mean, we're gonna have to go to war. You know what I'm saying? And overthrow these kingdoms. Which, you know, that's just how life works. I mean, that's how, you know, the oppressor got everything that they own. I mean, because we know that they don't have a damn thing. They had to conquer, they had to steal, they had to take it. That's just a normal, you know, part of life, right?
And if I may, sir, like the land of Israel is not like it is today. Back then, it was a lush land, man. It was lush, man. I mean, like when we saw some of those lands, we didn't want to leave and go to the lands that we were supposed to go because the land was so rich. And it's not like, because the Most High in the scriptures say he was going to turn it into like a desert, and he did.
You remember, like what you said was heavy, because remember, I think it was like maybe 2 classes ago. I forget which tribe it was, but they was like, well, I believe it was Gad. They was like, we trying to go over here. And you know what I'm saying? Moses was like, well, your brother's about to go to war, but you gonna leave your brothers because you want to go get this good land? You know what I mean? Like it was just beautiful. It didn't look nothing how it looked today, of course, because with the oppressor ruling, you know what I'm saying? He just destroyed every goddamn thing.
Asher and Gad.
Yeah, Con. They was like, man, we trying to go get this luscious land over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how beautiful and how, you know what I'm saying, nourishing it was. You know what I'm saying? Like they like, we need this. We're gonna cultivate it right here. You know what I'm saying? But of course today it don't look as nearly as beautiful as it did back then. You know what I mean?
Because we ain't in it. Right. Okay. That was the best part of the earth. Understand that the Most High gave us. Okay, so we at verse 32. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 32 in Hebrew. Wayasaya Mabunya. Ya Aikun, Wayahanwa, Salakia, Bakar, Haggadah, wait a minute, Haggaddad, wait a minute, Haggaddad. Are they talking about the tribe of Gad? Let me look. No, it's. Let me see. Well, hold on a second, if I may, sir.
Okay.
I'm just going to go to H2735. I've never seen that word before.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second. H.
2735.
27:35. Let's go. Okay, strong info. Masculine with the article from cliffs, a place in the desert. Biblical usage is a desert station, a place in the desert. Okay, and it's where's the pronunciation? Hagidad. That's how they say it, but we say it a little different. Okay, let's get back to it. It's a place in the desert. So they came to a desert spot and camped out. Okay, that's what it's saying there. Okay. Hagad, the God. Yeah, that's what it means. Verse 33.
When it say like pitch, it ain't like they ain't like building houses and trying to be established. There's more like, you know, we know this is temporary. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna be here long.
Verse 33. Wayasaya wa Makar Hagad the God Waya Kanwa Baya Tabafa. Verse 34. Wayasaya wa Maya Tabafa Waya Kanwa Ba'ai Baranu Barana. I Barana. Okay. Verse 35. Wayasaya wa Ma'ai Baraf Baran Barana Waya Kanwa Ba'ai Tazaya one Gabar. Verse 36. Wayasaya wa Ma'ai Tazaya one Gabar Waya Kanwa Bamadabar Tazun Hawa'a Kodash. 37. Wayasaya wa Makadash Waya Kanwa Bahar Hahar Bakwa Taza Arataza Arawum. Verse 38. Waya al Aharan Hakahan al Har Hahar al Paya Yahweh Wayamath Shum Bashanath Ha'ar Rabbaayim Lataza'ath Banya Yasha Allah Ma'arataza Matazarium Bakadash Ha Kamayashia Hakamayashia Ba'ahad Lakadash. Okay, we go back to 32. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 32 in English. And they removed from Benajakan and encamped at Horagidad, Gidgad, Salakia. Verse 33. And they went from Horagidad, Gidgad, Salakia, and pitched in Jotbatha. And they removed from Jotbatha and encamped at Ebrona. And they departed from Ebrona and encamped at Ezion-Gaber. And they removed from Ezion-Gaber and pitched in the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. If I'm not mistaken, that's like near the Arabs, right?
I'm not sure exactly where.
Yeah, because Kadesh is one of the sons of Ishmaelites.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it could be.
Okay, so okay. Verse 37, Salakia, sir. And they removed from Kadesh and pitched in the Mount Hor in the edge of the land of Edom. Verse 38. And Aaron the priest went up into the mount for the commandment of the Lord and died there. In the 40th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the first day of the 5th month. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 39 in the Hebrew. Wa Aharon ban shalash wa aishariam wa ma'ath shana bamathwa bahar hahar. Verse 40. Wayashamai Hakanaainya Malaka or Malak or the king Irad Wa Hawa'a Yashab Banagab Ba'aratazar Kana'ain Baba'a Banya Yasha Allah. Verse 41. Wayasaiwa Mahar Hahar Wayakanwa Batazalamana Batazalamana. Verse 42. Waya Sayawa Matazalamana Waya Kanwa Bapawanan. Verse 33. Waya Sayawa Mapawana Wapawanan Waya Kanwa Ba'ab Bath. Verse 44. Wayasaya wa Ma'akath Wayakanwa Ba'ayaya Ha'ai Borium Wagabawo Mawa'ab. Verse 45. Wayasaya wa Ma'ayayum Wayakanwa Badayabun Gad. This is the book of Numbers chapter 33 verse 39 in English. Is it 39? 39, correct? And Aaron was 123 years old when he died in Mount Hor. Verse 40. And King Arad the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the children of Israel. Verse 41. And they departed from Mount Hor and pitched in Zalmanah. Verse 42. And they departed from Zalmanah and pitched in Punan. Verse 43. And they departed from Punan and pitched in Oboth. Verse 44. And they departed from Oboth and pitched in Tajabarim in the border of Moab. And they departed from Lim and pitched in Dibon Gad. And that's the end of verse 45.
Okay, what's up? Yeah, the nice sounds like.
Shalaki, it sounds like what we were doing was strategically moving from point to point to move in on Arad of Canaan. Is that what's going on? Or are we still fleeing, or are we taking land? This sounds like we're strategically moving and taking land, and we're moving in on the King of Ra.
You're partly correct. We are strategically moving, but we haven't fled from anyone. We're strategically moving to position ourselves. We're following what the orders of Moses and the Most High. You know, if he told us to fight, we fight. If he told us no, move to this land, that's what we did.
And the Canaanites, they know. That's why I said the king, he heard about coming. Like he know
they getting ready.
They getting ready for it.
Salakia, the Canaanites today will be what? Nigerians, Hamites also.
Yeah, Hamite is the father of all the Africans.
Yeah,
and then Canaanites and these other tribes are, you know, descendants from those. Ham had 4 sons.
Okay.
And from those 4 sons came multiple nations.
Okay.
Different, what we call African tribes. Multiple tribes. No. Oh.
Yeah.
Noah had 3 sons. The Hamites populated what we call Africa and part of the Middle East. And the Shemites, who was the oldest son, which we come from, which the white man come from, which the Chinese man come from, we populated what we call Asia Minor and Asia. The Japhetic people populated what we call Europe. They were not Caucasians. The Caucasians do not come from Europe. They went into Europe and destroyed the people, the Japhites, who fled out of Europe and went into Asia and the Pacific Islands, and thus, yeah, and the Polynesians. Those are the Japhetic people, and the Aborigines of Australia.
I call them the generic.
So we go back to 39.
You stopped at 45.
Come on, sir. Go ahead, sir. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 46. Wayasaya wa Madadia. Is that a no? That's a Makaya. No. Madadia bun. Gad. Wayakahan. No, Wayakanwa, Salakia. Ba'ailamun. The Balathia ma. Verse 47. Wayasaya wa ma'ailamun. The Balathia ma. Wayakahan. Salakia. Wayakahanwa. Baharia. Ha'ai barium. Lapanya Nabwa. Would that be Nabawa? Verse 48. Wayasaya wa Maharia Ha'ibarium Wayakunwa Ba'irabath Mawa'ab Al Yarakawa. Verse 49. Wayakunwa Al Hayaradan Mabayath Hayashamath Aid Abol Hashatium Salakia Hashatium Ba'irabath Mawa'ab Verse 50. Wayadabar Yahweh Al-Mashah Ba'irabath Mawa'ab Aid Al Yaradun Yarakan La'amar. Verse 51. The bar al-Banya Yasha'ala La Amara, Lama Salakia, Wa Amal Rath, La Amarath, Alaham, Kaya, Athum, Abarium, Ath, Hayaradan, Al, Aratazar, Ka'ainan. You gonna love this part. Okay. Close. Verse 52. That was just the last one, right? Waha wa Rashatham, Ath, Kal, Yeshabia, Ha'aratazar, Mapanyakam, wa Abadatham, Ath, Kal, Mashakayatham, wa Ath, Kal, Tazalamya, Masakatham, Fa'abadwa, wa Ath, Kal, Bamatham, Fashamadia wa. Verse 53. That was the last one. So go back to what? 48, 47, 46. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 46. And they removed from the Bangad and encamped at Alman de Balatham, and they removed from Alman de Balathayim and pitched in the mountains of Abarim before Nebo. Verse 48. And they departed from the mountains of Abarim and pitched in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. Verse 49. And they pitched by Jordan from Beth Jeshimoth even unto Albeshittim in the plains of Moab. Albeshittim in the plains of Moab. Verse 50. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, verse 51, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, verse 52, then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures, and destroy all their molten images, and quite pluck down all their high places.
So when it says, so Yahweh communicated directly to Moses?
Well, what that usually means,
because it says, "In the Lord spake unto Moses."
Okay, what that means is that an angel, you understand, spoke to Moses.
That's the way of our order of communication.
Yeah, 99% of the time when it says, 99.9% of the time it says, and the Lord said, that it's coming from an angel. Like even when Moses spoke, it was as if the Lord himself was speaking. That's how it works with us.
The water.
Kind of like you seen like my old them like mafia movies and joint, right? When they like they want to speak to the Don, and the dude they talking to be like, you talking to him, right? Because he speaks for him in that manner. You know what I mean?
So
right.
Con, I understand, but when you compare it to the mafia, it doesn't
quite go over.
You know, of course they ain't gonna resonate, but just something, you know what I mean? But it's something that's, you know what I'm saying, like that's relative to, you know what I mean? Yeah, it should be some more batteries up there, right?
Going dead.
Yeah. Keep cutting off on them.
Pass me those. I don't want to get them charged up.
No, we don't cut. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that was the last verse, right?
Concert. That was 52.
Mm-hmm.
So, one last question.
Yeah,
Basically, the Lord has to, because He already knows where everything is at. So that's why He's able to direct everybody in certain ways, like spiritually. He already knows where everything is at. So we're down to win the war for sure. We'll win all this stuff.
Oh, most definitely.
We're fully guided, basically.
Oh, 100%. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing about following the Lord. Carnality.
Our strategies, our minds.
Yeah, it's all the Most High, man. You know what I mean?
And if I may, it's like whenever the Most High was with us, we can't lose. As long as we doing what He says, we never lost. We never lost when we obeyed the Lord. Never. Only time we lose is when we do something stupid, which you'll find out. And one man can turn the tide of the whole battle. One man could mess up and cause us to lose. We have examples of that, which you'll learn as you know. You'll see. I'm telling you, it's a terrible thing. Most High is no joke. You take one man, he could disobey, and he'll cause us to lose the battle. Yeah. Because what he tells us is right. That's it. Concert. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 53 in Hebrew. Waha wa rashatham ath ha'aratazah wa yashabatham ba kaya lakam nathathia ath ha'aratazah lara rashath atha. Verse 54. Waha fun kalatham. The water, sir.
This one to the brother.
Sign Christ. The water, sir. You're gonna do it from the top, okay?
All right.
Waha fun kalatham af ha'aratazah.
Check.
Bagal Warol Lama Shapath Shapakathiakam Larab the Rabwa Ath Nakalathwa Walama Ait Thama Ayat Ath Nakalathwa Walama Ait Thama Ayam Noma Thama Ayat Ath Nakalathwa Al Ashar Yataza'a Lawa Shema Haga Wawol Lawa Yahaya Lama Tawath Abathiakum the Thun Kalawa verse 55 wa la'a hawa rayashawa ath Yashabya ha'arataza mapanyakam wahaya ashar thawa thayarawa maham lashakayam ba'aya nayakam wala tazan nayanam patazadiakam watazar rara wa watazara wa kan athakam al ha'arataza ashar athum Yeshabia Ba. Okay, we're going into the next chapter. So we're going into the book of Numbers, chapter 34, verse 1 in the Hebrew.
No, right. No, you still reading, right?
Right.
Yeah, just finish the section. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 34, verse 1 in Hebrew. Wayadabar, Yahweh al-Mashah la Amar.
We got like 3 more verses.
Verse 2. Tazawa ath banya yasha Allah wa amarath alaham kaya atham ba'ayam al ha'aratazah ka'ainan ta'ath ha'aratazah ashar the Paul lakam banakalath aratazah kainan lagabalathia. Verse 3.
Last one.
Wahaya lakam pa'ath nagab mama dabar tazun al yadya adawam wahaya lakam gabawal nagab makwataza yam hamalath kodama. That should be it. Okay, so we go back. We go back to the previous chapter. We go back to the prior chapter, and we go to verse 54. 53. Come on, sir. The water. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 33, verse 53 in English. And ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it. Now, if I may, you see here that although the Most High says he's given us the land, we have to do something. Nothing is free, man. You got to put in work no matter what. You got to put in some kind of work to get it. You understand? And that's the way it should be, because it teaches us responsibility, man. This is our culture, man, right here. Okay. Verse 54. And ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families. And to this more ye shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer ye shall give the less inheritance. And every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth. According to the tribe of your fathers ye shall inherit. Verse 55. But if you will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall prick in your eyes, and thorns in your side, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. If I may.
What does that mean? Like, what is the Lord trying to say right here in this verse, right? When he say, like, they're gonna be what he said, they're gonna be a prick in your eyes, a thorn in your side. What is he saying?
If I may, sir. You know, this is important right here, because this is, he said it shall, meaning whenever the Most High says shall, right, that means it's gonna happen. And so what he's saying is, whatever people that he tells us to go against and we don't destroy them, those same people are going to be the ones that come against us and destroy us. That's basically what he's saying. It's caused us problems. And brother, let me tell you, you're going to see this actually happening over and over again, where we was told to do this and we didn't do it. The very people that we supposed to destroy is calling themselves us right now.
Salakia. So as of right now, Moses is still the commanding general.
As of now, yeah. Until he dies, until they give it over to Joshua.
So in our sake, Moses would be like the commanding general. Yahweh.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. The water.
There's no difference. There's always one man that's the voice of the Most High. Always one. There's never a difference. Okay, so where was we?
55.
55.
You finished reading now. So
Okay. Then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall prick in your eyes, shall be pricks in your eyes, and thorns in your side, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. Verse 36. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them.
Like the Lord, when you read the scripture, I don't know what the hell Christians be reading.
I don't either.
I'm gonna just be honest with you, right? Because when you read these scriptures, man, the Lord is a straight gangster in these scriptures.
Right.
You understand? He say, I'll give you the whole earth, I'll give you everything, but you gotta go take it. You gotta go take it, man. It's yours to have, but you gotta fight for it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to lose your damn life to get what you want. You understand what I'm saying? Like the Lord is a man of war, 100%. Shalom. So you have a oh, Kawakam. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord is a man of war, 100%. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what rainbow unicorns and Skittles, you know what I'm saying, the Christian vibe be having, man, but it ain't the vibe of this Bible.
That's right.
At all. Like this man just said, if you don't show the people, he said, I'm gonna do to you what I plan on do to them. You know what I'm saying? Like either way, what I want gonna get done. You understand what I'm saying? Like either way, whether you do it or not, it's gonna get done. You understand?
Verse, we going in. We did one on verse 1, 34 and 1.
Yeah, okay.
And the Lord, this is the book of Numbers. Go ahead, sir.
That's why it's so important that
Let's make sure you use the mic when you speak.
That's why it's so important that we're one body, because if one individual is not on point with those directions, he's not playing. Basically, I'm gonna whoop all you. Yeah. You know what I mean? If all of you, it's like we used to get whooped like that back in the day.
Yeah.
We all get whooped for just with one person. They whoop all of us. And I used to hate that. You know what I mean?
But y'all stuck together, didn't you?
Yeah, they do. It brings about a different type of breed for sure.
And the important things of it, aside from what you're saying, which is absolutely correct, is that we look at each other as a nation, as brothers, man, that we're one. This is what the Most High and Christ wants us to do, man.
That's what I was gonna make sure you add in there. That's brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Which is what Christ came to enforce 100%. Like teach you to stop just giving a damn about yourself, which is what the issue was with the Sadducees and the Pharisees and the so-called, you know what I'm saying, those leaders that was in those high seats at the time. All they cared about was their own wealth and their own increase. Was why Christ would hit them with that perfect cut every time. Sell all your stuff, give all your stuff away, just come follow me. And get them, because all they gave a damn about was they self. You know what I mean? What's going on?
Salakia, so the key to the brotherhood is to be selfless, basically be at service to every other brother. That way there is no selfish mindset or any type of selfish
damn right, brother.
Endeavors, basically.
Damn right, because I ain't nothing without you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so it's definitely about, you know what I'm saying, giving a damn about more so your brother than yourself, man. And if everybody were to do that, I mean, good night. This kingdom be overthrown right now.
If I may, when we achieve that, which we will, because the Lord has spoken it, when we achieve that, we're going to be like, nobody's going to be able to step to us at all. Like, we're not even going to get a challenge.
The water.
And we will achieve it. Okay, verse 1. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2. This is the book of Numbers 34 and 2. Command the children of Israel and say unto them, when ye come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall unto you for an inheritance, even the land of Canaan with the coast thereof. And I want, if I may, I want people to pay my attention to that last part, the coast thereof, because that's the part we didn't take that we should have took, where all the commerce came later that caused us to not be as rich as we should have been because we didn't obey this. Okay, Salakia. I just want to throw that in, if I may. Verse 3. Then your south quarter shall be from the wilderness of Zin along by the coast of Edom, and your border, south border, shall be the utmost coast of the Salt Sea. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 34, verse 4 in the Hebrew. When a sab lakam hagab wall managab wamat ila iquar bayam wa ibar tazana wa haya the wataza Athia wa Managab Lakodash Baranai Wayataza'a Katazar Ador Wa Ibar Itaza Mana Itaza Mana. Verse 5. When Asab Hagabawal Ma'ai Tazamawan Nakala Matazorium Wahayawa Thawataza Athiawa Hayama. Verse 6. Wagaba wall yum wahaya lakam hayam hagadala wall gada wall wagaba wall za yahaya lakam gaba wall. Verse 7. Waza Yahaya lakam gabawar tazapawan man hayam hagadol fatha awa lakam har hahar. Verse 8. Mahar hahar fafa awa fathawa Laba'a Kamath Wahayawa Thawataza'ath Hagabol Hazad Tazad da. Verse 9. Wayataza'a Hagabol the Paranath Wahayawa Thawataza'athiawa Katazar Ayanun Za Yahaya Lakam Gabawol Tazapawan. Verse 10. Okay. Waha fa'awayatham. Yaha fa'awayatham lakam. Lagabawal. Kadama Makatazar Ayanun Shapama. Verse 11. Oh, that was the last one? Concert Salakia. So let's go back to verse 4. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 34, verse 4, in the English. And your border shall turn from the south to the ascent of Akrabim, and pass on to Zin, and the going forth thereof shall be from south to Kadesh Barnea, and shall go to Hazaradar, and pass to Azmon. Verse 5. And the border shall fetch a compass from Azmon, Salakia, unto the river of Egypt, and the goings out of it shall be at the sea. This is a tremendous piece of land we talking about here. I mean, vastly larger than what they call Israel today. That whole Middle East, man, primarily belongs to us, man. You understand? Okay, verse 6. And as for the western border, ye shall have the great sea for a border. That's the Mediterranean. This shall be your west border. That's the Mediterranean. So we're supposed to have all of that. And we're gonna. Verse 7. And this shall be your north border. From the great sea ye shall point out you Mount Hor. Verse 8. From Mount Hor ye shall point out your border unto the entrance of Hamath. And the going from the border shall be Zadad. Verse 9. And the border shall go on to Zephron, and the goings out of it shall be Hazarenen. This shall be your north border. And you shall point out your east border from Hazaranin to Shepham. And the coast, verse 11. This is the last one. That was it. Okay. So once again, like, this is giving us our border. These are the lands that we got to take. And it's not just that little place that they call Israel today, brother. It is a vast area, man. From the Mediterranean Sea all the way to the eastern mountains, man. That's our land. All the way up to the Euphrates River, down to North Africa is our land. You know what I'm saying? That's the land that the Most High told us to take. And we took some of it, but we didn't take it all. And we particularly, if I may, didn't take those coastal lands, which later on became hubs for commerce. And that was a grave mistake that we made, which we'll learn for reading further. Okay, that's all I got.
So just pick up at verse 11. This would be the last set of 7, right?
Concert. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 34, verse 11. In Hebrew, Wayarad, Hagabol, Mashapum, Harabalah, Makadam, La'ayan, Wayarad, Hagabawol, Wamaka, Al, Kathap, Yum, Kanarath, Quadama. Verse 12. Wayarad, Hagabawol, Hayaradunna, Hayaradunna, Wahayawa, Thawa Taza'athiawa, Yum, Hamalak, Salakia, Za'ath, Thahaya, Lakam, Ha'arataza, Lagabalathia, Sabiab, Sabyab. Verse 13. Wayatazawa Masha Ath Banya Yasha'ala La Amar Za'ath Ha'arataza Ashar. Thathan Kalawa. Atha Bagawa roll. Ashar Tazawa Yahweh Lathath Sha'aith Hamatawath Wakatazaya Hamata. Verse 14. Kaya Lakawa Mata Banya Hara Awa Banaya. Hara Awa Banaya Labayath Abathum Wamata Banya Hagadia Labayath Abathum Wakatazaya Mata Manasha Lakwakawa Nakalatham. Verse 15. Shanya Hamatawath Wakatazaya Hamata Lakwakawa Nakalatham Ma'aibar Laya Radun Ya Rathwa. No, Salakia. Yakarathwa. Yarakawa. Salakia. Kodama. Mazaratha. Oh, yeah. No, that's a ka. Mara Zakarath. What is it? Mazaraka. Verse 16. Wayadabar Yahweh al-Mashah la Amar. Verse 17. Allah Shamawath Ha'anashim Ashar. Yaya Nakalawa. Lakam Ath Ha'aratazar Aliazar Hakahan Waya Hawashai Bun Nawan.
Stop there.
17.
Yes, last.
Con.
Starting at 11, right?
Con, sir. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 34, verse 11 in English. And the coast shall go down from Shephram to Riblah on the east side of Ain, and the border shall descend and shall reach unto the side of the sea of Chinnereth, eastward. Verse 12, and the border shall go down to Jordan, and the goings out of it shall be the salt sea. This shall be your land with the coast thereof round about. Verse 13, and Moses commanded the children of Israel, saying, this is the land which ye shall inherit by lot. The Lord commanded to give unto thine, Salakia, which the Lord commanded to give unto 9 tribes and to the half tribe. Verse 14, Salakia. For the tribe of the children of Reuben, according to the house of their father, and the tribe of the children of Gad, according to the house of their father, have received their inheritance. Those are the two tribes he was talking about. It was Reuben and Gad. Have received their inheritance, and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance. So here he's telling that these tribes, their land has been designated for them already. And then the rest of these lands are going to be divided between the other 9.5 tribes.
Remember, you was asking before, I believe it was last week. He was like, is it only going to be talking about them two tribes? You know what I'm saying? That's what he dealt with first. Now everybody else is getting their portion, right?
Verse 15. The 2 tribes and the half tribe have received their inheritance on this side Jordan, near Jericho eastward, going away from the coast. And the Lord, verse 16, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 17, these are the names of the men which shall divide the land unto you: Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun. That disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but you know what I'm saying, this we're gonna clip it up right here. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying, next week, right? We'll pick it up at Numbers chapter 34 and verse 18. And we'll just, you know what I'm saying, continue to run it down, man. I believe we're about to get into the specific men that's about to be in charge of dividing the land and all that, right? And continue building, you know what I'm saying, building up our nation, building up, you know what I'm saying, our homeland. That's going to be our homeland, you know what I'm saying, as we continue to, to read on. What's up, brother? What's going on?
Salakia. So after the earth was flooded, Noah was the first one who really re-inhabited the whole earth. Everybody came from Noah after that.
Yeah, him and his 3 sons, yeah.
But before that, so Noah came from where? He descended from where?
He was the grandson of Adam.
Of Adam? Come. The what?
Mind you, they lived.
Make sure you use it.
He was the grandson of Adam, and they lived hundreds of years. You know, they lived, like some of them lived like 900 years. You understand? Because the earth was like, the Most High shortened our lifespan because of our wickedness.
Yeah. Which I know sometimes it'd be hard for our people to understand, like how we repopulated the earth. We gotta remember, like we weren't living to 25 to the age of 30, like how we living today. Like brothers back then was able to die be on their deathbed looking at their children's children. You know what I mean? He got his generations literally in front of him. He's able to die looking at his grandkids. You understand what I'm saying? Because of how long, the Lord was allowing us to, to live. But like you said, of course, our lives were shortened because of our wickedness. As you can see, I mean, good night. I mean, do we need to talk about the age of the average lifespan of a brother? Of a sister? You know what I mean? But we're gonna clip it up right here. Right. Next week, we're gonna pick up at Numbers chapter 34 and verse 18, right? And keep running it down, right? So just up here, Midium, which means to stand. Just like we could give you. Want to blow? A men of Israel, gird thyself and prepare to the Torah. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabrak, Yah. Yeah, you talk.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabrak, Yah. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabrak, Yah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat. Yeah.
So Amadium, which means to stand. Wapan Yakwadam, which means rise and face the east. Start with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka.
Hayah,
Aisha,
Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawathnawa, Kabawathnawa,
Wala,
Tabi'ayanawa, Manasaya 1, Abol, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka,
Hamalakwa,
Waha'ala,
Wathapara,
Iwalumium,
Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
This is the prayer for the power, the Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kashah, Nathanawa, Hakak, La Para'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak,
Latahar, Ha, Matazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwiyam, Hamathiam,
Hakak,
Arakawath, Hatama'ala,
Lagarashan,
Ba'ashem Yahawashah,
the Wada
Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name Yahawashah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahawashah, thank you, so be it.
Prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai.
Why
Mayaka Allah. Why Alahayim. Matazabaya Alawap Yahana.
Ha'alawapium.
Hasaranyam.
Hakatazayanyum.
Hakoya Yoyum. Waha Akwatian. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The Wada Aman.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding Joe Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it.
121st Psalm in the Hebrew. Aisha,
Ayanya,
Al-Haharium,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayim, Wa'arataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazolka, Al-Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayallah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makalrai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'atka, Wabawa'atka, Mayatha,
Wa'id. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, for which cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
The 83rd Psalm in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Fakarash.
Al-Takarash.
Wa al-Fashakwat.
Wa al-Tashakwat.
Al. Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awabiaka.
Awabiaka.
Yahama.
Yahama.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Imaka.
Al-Imaka.
Ira Yamwa.
Yaira Yamwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Ya'ai Tazawa.
Ya'ai Tazawa.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakidam.
Wanakakidam.
Magoya.
Magoya.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Na'ai Tazawa.
Na'ai Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Al-Yaka.
Al-Yaka.
Barayath.
Barayah.
Yakarathwa.
Yakarathwa.
Waholya.
Aholia.
Arawam.
Arawam.
Yashamai.
Yashamai.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagarium.
Wahagarium.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'aimalak.
Wa'aimalak.
Palashaf.
Palashah.
I'm Yashabya.
I'm Yeshabia.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya Lawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aishalaham.
Ashalaham.
Kamadyan.
Kamadyan.
Kasaya.
Kasaya.
Sara'ah.
Sara'ah.
Kayabian.
Kayabian.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kwayashwan.
Kwayashwan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Ba'ayan.
Ba'ayan.
Daira.
Daira.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
La'adama.
La'adama.
Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Nada.
Nada.
Yabmawa.
Yabmawa.
Ka'arab.
Ka'arab.
Wakazaba.
Wakazaba.
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak.
Wakatazol.
Wakatazol.
Mana'ai.
Mana'ai.
Kal Nasaya Kamwa.
Kal Nasaya Kamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nayarasha.
Nayarasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ath. Na'awath.
Na'awath.
Alahayam.
Alahayam.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shayathamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Kagogala.
Kagogala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya Rawaka.
Lapanya Rabaka.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Tabia Ira.
Tabiaira.
Ya'ira.
Ya'ira.
Wakalahba.
Wakalahaba.
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 Talahat.
Talahat.
Harayam.
Harayam.
Khan.
Khan.
Tharadapma.
Tharadapma.
Basa Iraka.
Basa Iraka.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapathka.
Wapathka.
Tabahalam.
Tabahalam.
Mala'ah.
Mala'ah.
Panyahum.
Panyahum.
Kuala One.
Kuala One.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabakwashwa.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wayabaholwa.
Wayabaholwa.
Aija'ai.
Aidyaai.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayadayawa.
Wayadayawa.
Kaya Atha.
Kayatha.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Labadka.
Labadka.
Al Yawan.
Al Yawan.
Al Kal Ha'aratazar.
Al Kaharatazar. In the English, keep not thy silence. O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still. O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consorted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as Sisera, as Tujabin, at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes, as Abba and as Almunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as a stumble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High of all the earth.
Men of Israel saw turn to face the teacher. Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amaju Shabbat, Amaju Barak, Yajamatah, sister Amaju. Men of Israel saw turn to face the sister. Salakia. Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Amaju Shabbat, Amaju Barak, Yahweh Shabbat. Yajamatah, class dismissed.